What's going on, guys? So I had a really good FIA race with Hell's Fire. So this was last week. It wasn't this week. It was last week sometime. FIA at Suzuka, obviously, 9 laps, fuel and tire wear. So a little bit about my strategy before I start this. I'm just going to do the highlights. I'm going to fast forward through it because I know 9 laps is kind of a lot. So I'm not going to, sit there and just talk the entire time. I'll kind of just go quickly through it, show you guys the highlights. But basically, my idea coming into this event and qualifying was, I believe, 208.3 or 208.4 by Hell's Fire, and I was like 1/10 behind at like 208.5 or something like that. He actually just beat me at the last second too with qualifying. But anyway, so when I was behind him, I decided, okay, well, since I'm starting behind Hell's Fire, I think I'm going to start practicing fuel. So right around this time, because remember, this is about a week and a half ago, this is when I started really practicing fuel management. And I wanted to practice it on slipstream. So my goal here was to shift early and because if you remember the video before this a while ago, I played one of the Ormas, I think it was Orma Kangretti, I believe it was, at Brands Hatch, and I did something very, very similar. So I wanted to grab his slipstream and shift early, and then during the pit, that's when I was going to make my pass. That was kind of like my goal. But you're going to see I mess up, and it ended up not being a great strategy that I wanted. So let's get started. So here you'll see I'm trying to get as close as I possibly can at first. So still shifting a little bit later than I wanted to right there. All right, so now we're pretty close. And you're going to start seeing the early shift. See, and just in case some of you guys don't know, the power band on the BMW is, as soon as it starts flashing, now every single car has a different power band, right? So as soon as the lights start flashing with the BMW, that's when it makes peak power. Maybe slightly after that, but it's pretty much right when it flashes. So anytime you see me shifting earlier than that point, I am saving fuel and not maxing the power. You see that shift? Definitely a lot earlier than it could be. Okay, so we're staying close. And you can see, if you look at Hell's Fire, you can see he's revving this car out a lot more than I am. There it goes. Ooh, little tap by me. That would have been a 28-second penalty. Yeah, with that little bump right there. Let's go back and watch it. With this little bump you saw here, now with the new penalty system, oh yeah, that would have been 2 seconds. Oh, it was a little tap, yeah. That didn't really do anything to him, but still. See, that's how it should be. A little bump like that should be fine. But with the new update, that would have been like 38 seconds, and you have to stop and come in last place or something. But anyway, let's move past the new update. Back to this race. So Hell's Fire is shifting. Let's pay attention to the shift points. I really haven't looked to see exactly his shifting. All right, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, see, he's revving now. So this thing's making peak power right now at these shift points. Okay, so he's shifting there. And what I do in 6 usually with this car, I usually kind of keep it and rev it all the way out, and I feel like it takes the turn better like this. Okay, so for the next, I'd say probably 4 laps, to be honest with you. Not much really changes here. Alright, so we're at lap 5 now. And I'm keeping a lot of pressure here. Now let's look at the fuel on lap 5. Alright, let's take a look at this. Look at his fuel. Now look at my fuel. That's a pretty big difference. And that is because of these shift points. That little bit of an early shift does add up. Ooh, that's close. Very clean. Ooh, so close. No hits, though. No bumps. Alright, so let's go fast forward to the pit. Alright, here we go. So now we're at the pit. Okay? So I have 27, and he's at 16. That is a pretty big difference with fuel there. So what I do, I'm like, okay, cool, sweet. My strategy worked. So I took my I took my fuel at the diamond, right at the diamond. So let me explain so you guys kind of know what's going on. I took my fuel at the diamond, and at this point when I was kind of learning fuel management, because I didn't really pay attention to it before. Usually I would just like race as fast as I could and then just pit and go to the diamond, and then that was it. Well, here I realized that if you, just because you go to the diamond, that doesn't mean that you can race however you want and you're going to be perfectly fine with fuel. That's what I thought. I thought the diamond on your fuel meant that, oh, you just do it here and just go race and you'll be fine. No. The diamond just means that that's enough fuel for you to finish the race. So if you want to, like, you know, actually drive fast, like if you want to over rev it to get max speed, you're going to want to take more fuel than that diamond. So I took it at the diamond, and coming out of this, I was like, all right, yeah, let's go. Like, I'm going to, you know, rev it out more and get more power and just try to pull my lead a little bit. No. So look at my fuel and look at Hellfire's fuel. He did the smart thing here and took a little bit extra fuel than he needed, most likely, just to make sure he could, you know, drive good and rev it out and go faster and catch me, right? Well, there's a pro and a con to that, okay? I guess it really just depends on how you drive it. So now I'm in the lead here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm good. I got plenty of fuel. You see me revving it out now? You see that? You're gonna see. Let's go fast forward a little bit more. I'm going, and I'm doing pretty good here. I'm sorry. I actually have some pretty good laps. Let's watch my shifts. That was a little bit early there. Not horrible yet. There it is. These shifts right there. You see that? See those shifts? That's what killed my fuel. Absolutely killed my fuel. And this was the problem that I was making that was going to come back to haunt me here. Because I was trying to pull my lead, and I was trying to go a little bit too quick right here. See that? So I'm going a little... Now, I'm still not shifting where I should be to make peak power, but I am shifting later than I did previously. And remember, when you go to that diamond, that doesn't mean that you could just max out your car and shift. You see that? I'm wasting a lot of fuel driving like this. He's a lot closer now, and I'm freaking out because I don't really have fuel. I literally have no fuel. And I'm significantly, I ran two 208s, 208.9, 208.9 consistently, and I was shifting early. I started shifting early on at the end of lap 7, so pretty much lap 8. Okay, that's when I started shifting like pretty early, getting paranoid. Hellfire's right here. He's 208.7, 208.8, so his past 2 laps are a couple tenths faster than mine, and he's pulling. And here I am, struggling, running out of fuel. And this is just like, I was very paranoid at this point in the race. So you see me shifting early here, and I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I'll just go into 7th on the straight, and then I can make it. And I have all this pressure from Hellfire. There he goes. Oh, he's revving it out. He's got plenty of fuel to finish, too. Now look at me. Here I am. Okay, yeah, I think I'll go to 7th. There it is. Easy. Flooring it. Still paranoid. Barely any fuel. Hellfire. Plenty of fuel. Catching. And at this point, I'm like, yes, I got it. And no. Completely ran out of fuel. Now, this is pure luck. Now, I didn't show you guys something that just occurred to me. So I won that running out of fuel at the very last second, right? So check this out. Let's pay attention. I'm going to go back and show you guys something. So he's right here. Let's see where I finish. I finish running out of fuel right here. Boom. Right about there, right? Hellfire is right here. Okay, so let's look at this. He runs a 208.8. Then this lap, he runs a 210. Well, you're probably wondering, well, how did he run a 210? How does he run so much slower? Well, the reason why is because on this turn, right here, he made a mistake. If Hellfire didn't make this mistake, and I know you know what I'm talking about, bro, because if he didn't make this mistake, that would have been a really close ending. So take a look at this. Right there. That slight little run out of the dirt. That little bit right there gave me probably about 1.5 seconds. 1.5, I would say about 1.5 seconds, and that is what kept me able to lead and shifting that early, because I ran a lot slower. Man, I ran 209.6 on that last lap running out of fuel. So I can only imagine how close that ending would have been. I mean, that was that was already a good race as it is. I mean, nobody was really pulling at anyone. I think Hellfire was pulling but slightly. Like you said, if you look at the lap times, yeah, the past 2 laps, 2:08.8, 2:08.7, 2:08.9.9. So he was pulling on me 0.2 on one lap and 1/10 on the other. So it could have been a crazy ending, but nonetheless, still ran out of fuel. I mean, I ran out of fuel and still won, luckily. But I want you guys to keep this in mind. Take this as a learning process, is that if you fill to the diamond, if you fill there, that doesn't mean you can go out and over rev your car or whatever. You need to keep in mind that, hey, that diamond just means that you can complete the race. I made that mistake, and the only reason why I did finish is because I noticed and I started shifting really, really early. But that is why I notice a lot of people, even myself, I'll go in and I'll take just that little bit more fuel just to kind of ensure in certain situations I can over rev the car, try to make that pass, and then conserve when necessary. So this video was not only a highlight video of the FIA race, but it was also a little bit of a learning tool to show you about fuel management, because I did make a mistake here. Ended up winning, got lucky, recognizing it by the end of the race, but that's still a little bit of luck was on my side with recognizing the fuel management right there at the end. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be streaming a little bit later today. It'll be my last stream before I go to New York. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.